So over the weekend, Muhammad Ali died. I remember him really well. I mean, I never met him, but in 1966, he came out against the Vietnam War, and it was like an explosion went off. You know, it was an amazing thing, and his conversion to Islam as well. I mean, and I guess my question with regard to not just Muhammad Ali, but also, I mean, you know, just like a whole bunch of folks, is why do we sanitize our heroes? Right? I mean, I watched some of the coverage over the weekend. Most of it was on Saturday, and you know, of the various homages to him. And most of them did not point out that this guy was, you know, a revolutionary. I mean, he took on the military-industrial complex in this country. He took on racism in this country. He took on, you know, bigotry in this. He took it on front, you know, straight ahead in an era when you know, when such things were not supposed to be done, right? There's a remarkable piece Dave Zirin wrote that's over at Jacobin magazine, titled "The Hidden History of Muhammad Ali." And you know, in 1960, he was 18 years old, Muhammad Ali, and he won the Olympics on behalf of the United States as a boxer. He was Cassius Clay back then. And he came back and he said, to make America the greatest is my goal, so I beat the Russian and I beat the Pole, and for the USA, won the medal of gold. The Greeks say, you're better than the Cassius of old. And 1 week after he got back from the Olympics, he so loved that gold medal that he won. Here's this 18-year-old guy. He so loved that gold medal that he literally wore it everywhere he went. And a week later, wearing the gold medal around his neck that he won on behalf of his country in the Olympics, a week after the Olympics, Wilma Rudolph wrote, you know, he slept with it. This is about the medal. He slept with it. He went to the cafeteria with it. He never took it off. And then we get to Dave Zirin says, the week after returning home from the Olympics, Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, Clay went to eat a cheeseburger with his medal swinging around his neck in a Louisville restaurant and was denied service. He threw his medal in the Ohio River. Can you imagine? The day after he beat Sonny Liston, he announced that he was coming out as a member of the Nation of Islam, Louis Farrakhan's organization, that he was becoming a Muslim, or that he had become, actually. And Dave writes, there's no words for the firestorm this caused, particularly the conservative, mobbed-up, corrupt fight world folks. They basically kind of lost their minds. And basically they were saying to him, why don't you just, you know, be like Jackie Robinson, you know, just be kind of a nice, quiet guy and behave, and you know, we got to work along here. And he comes out and he says, this was, 1960, well, this was 65, it must have been, Sonny Liston fight. I'd have to go back, I find the year, but anyhow, he says, I ain't no Christian. I can't be when I see all the colored people fighting for forced integration get blown up. They get hit by the stones and chewed by dogs, and then these crackers blow up a Negro church. People are always telling me what a good example I would be if I just wasn't Muslim. I heard over and over, why couldn't I just be more like Joe Louis and Sugar Ray? Well, they are gone, and a black man's condition is just the same, ain't it? We're still catching hell. And then, of course, you know, coming out against the Vietnam War. In 1966, he was drafted. And his response was, he was classified 1A to be drafted, and his response was, man, I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong. Now, this was the early 66, this was the month that Life magazine's cover read, Vietnam, the war is worth winning. And the song Ballad of the Green Berets was climbing up the charts, as Dave Zirin points out. And, I remember that really well. And Muhammad Ali, at one press conference later that year, he was expected to apologize for being opposed to the war. Instead, he got up and said, keep asking me, no matter how long, on the war in Vietnam, I sing this song, I ain't got no quarrel with the Viet Cong. Now, a year later, 1967, Muhammad Ali is being prosecuted for this, and Martin Luther King comes out against the war. In fact, Martin Luther King, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, like Muhammad Ali puts it, we are all, black and brown and poor, victims of the same system of oppression. And Muhammad Ali said, why should they ask me to put on a uniform and go 10,000 miles from home and drop bombs and bullets on brown people in Vietnam while so-called Negro people in Louisville are treated like dogs and denied simple human rights? No, I'm not going to go 10,000 miles from home to help murder and burn another poor nation simply to continue the domination of white slave masters of the darker people the world over. This is the day when such evils must come to an end. I've been warned that to take such a stand would cost me millions of dollars, but I've said it once and I'll say it again. The real enemy of my people is here. I will not disgrace my religion, my people, or myself by becoming a tool to enslave those who are fighting for their own justice, freedom, and equality. If I thought the war is going to bring freedom and equality to the 22 million of my people, they wouldn't have to draft me. I'd join tomorrow. I have nothing to lose by standing up for my beliefs, so I'll go to jail. So what? We've been in jail for 400 years. A brilliant man has passed along and will be missed.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.